Well, hello, welcome to my channel, Big Check Energy. I'm Tiffany and I'm an HR professional here in Atlanta. Now, amongst other things, I am also a notary. So, this video, I'm going to tell you the top documents that I get as part of my notary assignments. So, the number one thing that I get to sign, or at least recently, would be car refinance documents. I guess car refinances are almost just as popular as home loan refinances. At least that's been my experience because those come through, they're pretty fast. Those appointments maybe last me 10 minutes, if that, couple pages. Sign here, I stamp there, here's your copy, and then I'm on my way. And usually that's been the only thing. They just want the person to have a copy. It's never more than like 5 pages. And then I'm back in the car and I'm headed home. So I love doing car refinances, easy, fast, out the door. Another common document type that I receive, and you may see as well, is a debt settlement. So that's like if someone goes through a process to settle debt with, I guess, like credit card companies and other debtors, they work out the amount, they send the paperwork, they find a notary, and then they just get you to go do what you do. Those are usually pretty fast as well. People know what they're supposed to be paying. I don't have to answer a bunch of questions because you're not really supposed to be answering questions anyway. I'm just here to facilitate. Um, and then I'm out the door. So, love doing those, super easy, fast. Mortgage refinances would be another common type of document that I receive. Now, even though mortgage loans themselves have kind of slowed down because of the shift in interest rates and things like that, we're going into a recession or we're already in it, depending on who you ask. They're not going to be super, super common, perhaps, because the rates are going back up. So, out here on these YouTube streets, people are saying it's slowing down, but I do still get a good amount of home loan refinances. Those aren't usually horrible. Well, I'll say this. They're almost just as many pages as doing just a new loan because it is essentially a new loan, especially if they're not doing the refinance with their current loan holder. So you're going to take a while to go through it. It's a little bit fewer pages, but it's still kind of a lot. So make sure you have your ink ready. Make sure you go through and that you have all your pages and don't miss a signature. Now, after that, I would say power of attorneys are very common, especially if you give your cards out in areas where there are a lot of elderly people, or if you give out your cards to like a personal care home, which is one thing on my list, then you're going to see a lot of power of attorneys. So they all look a little different. People a lot of times just got to get them off the internet, print them off, have a witness there, and the pages, the length varies, but those are usually pretty easy because you just go through, they sign their name, you sign their name. Usually there's like a place on most of the pages as part of that packet, but they're not super long. So another quick, easy, you can look at a couple different options or different versions of them on the internet to familiarize yourself and then advertise that you can help a client take care of their power of attorney needs. So outside of those items, I would say there are other things like just as part of my general notary work, which is mostly what I do. I'm not the biggest fan of doing loan signings. I mean, I do them if the price is right. I do them, but I'm not the biggest fan because yes, you can make 125, you can make 150 a pop, but depending on the client that you get, you are going to be there for an hour. And I'm still not fond of going in people's houses, and nobody really wants to stand outside and sign 150 pages. So I'm not the biggest fan of doing like actual loan signings. So when it comes to my general notary work, I tend to see a lot of like school affidavits or work affidavits. So those are pretty common. What else have I done? I've done a lot of documents for the DMV. I think it's like when someone gets in an accident and they're going to total out the car, you have to fill out like this 3-page form here in Georgia and you notarize all 3 pages so that the insurance company can take ownership of the car and then total it out. The last thing I'll say that I've actually done a couple of is divorces. So earlier in the, I won't say the word, I did like 3 divorces like back to back. I was like, damn, being trapped in the house has people realizing that it is over. So I've done a couple of those. those all kind of look a little different too. It depends on the situation. I've had one where both parties were present and I was there and they signed what they needed to sign. I notarized what I needed to notarize and they got the hell on and that was it. Um, I've also done one where it was like one party was out of town and they sent their side of things were already signed, stamped, all of that. And then we had our half of the stuff here in Georgia and we did our half. And then this other person like took both sides and sent them wherever they needed to go. So that was a little interesting. And I think like the third one was just a regular divorce where both people were present as well. And I remember that one because they got divorced on Valentine's Day. I was like, what the hell? Okay. So those are the documents that I tend to see the most often. None of those are too extremely difficult or anything. They're all mostly notary work that's general in nature and not loan signings, even though I did mention loan signings. But most of the things that I get are general notary work. And I like it that way because, like I said, quick, fast. Yes, you get less money, but you can do more of those and get the hell on your merry way and go back home. So that's it. If you have questions about any of those documents that I've mentioned, feel free to drop a comment and I'll get back to you. I'll see you in the next video. And if there are any topics that you want me to talk about specifically with my notary work, drop a comment below as well, and I will add it to the list. Bye.